I'm Leo London, welcome back to my channel, and if it sounds like I'm excited today, it's because I am. Not only did I mail away my first 3 shipments as, I guess, a card vendor, I arranged my own deals since TCG Player is a bunch of douchebags and won't let people outside of America have their own stores. I set up my own, and we made a few deals, and someone is even hooking me up with one of the cards I really want, the Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon alternate artwork, someone from inside my own fandom and community, so thank you, Jason. But when I got back, they must have known it was mail day because bam, my shipment has arrived from some deals that I made with Fusion Gaming to get some cards. Now there is more than 70 cards in this package, and it's going to help with a lot of upcoming deck profiles. Later this week, the winning deck from the Character Cup, Clear Wing Control, piloted by yours truly as you go, took the Character Cup, and we're gonna make that deck in real life. And I have tested it against the top decks, Animancipator, things like that. And if you go first, they don't even get to play, so you don't have to sweat that. But that's the trouble, is when you don't go first. But before we open it up, I wanna get to some things. So I've been asked a lot about a sealed only series, and I would love to do that. There's 2 things I can think of. Number 1, getting 3 copies of Pendulum Domination and playing sealed only DDD and having some fun with that. And the other one is just doing Pendulum Magicians and starting with a box, just a box of Pendulum Evolution. Because yeah, everybody starts with a structure deck, and yeah, Pendulum Evolution is essentially a structure deck, but there is still the random element in there. We don't know what we're gonna get. We don't know if we're gonna get, you know, Vortex Dragon or like whatever it is. But the only way I would do that, because there's already a financial demand just to keep the channel going as it is, just buying products and everything like that, just to keep new stuff coming in for more content. The only way I would do that is if I set up a Patreon and, I don't know, we got to whatever goal I set. It wouldn't even be much. I think it would, you know, probably like 20 bucks or whatever, and then, you know, it kind of pays for itself. So that's the arrangement if I want to do that. And I'm going to set that up by the end of the month. And last thing, join the Facebook group. You can get heads up on videos before they come out. You can join our Switch tournaments. You can talk Pendulum, you can talk whatever deck you like, but it's generally focused on Pendulum or I should say Pendulum Magicians in specifically, because, you know, every Pendulum deck plays differently. I don't like when you say I play Pendulum, because Mythical Endymion does not play the same way as Pendulum Magician. You know what I'm saying? Specific, they are different decks. You don't just Pendulum and win. That's not how it works. Although we'd like it to. So if you stuck around through this entire intro, thank you very much. Now we're gonna get to this opening, and I am so excited for the decks that I'm gonna be able to build with this stuff here. Here we go. So this one, if you know, I don't expect these openings to do very well on the channel. So if you've made it through the intro and into this, thank you very much for sticking around. Okay, so here we go. And here's the complete list. I'm not going to show it to you guys. Hey, Fusion Gaming, check these guys out. They are one of the card shops I use in Winnipeg. Not my main one. The main one is Galaxy. Yeah, you can see, wow, there's so much in here. Let's open this one first. So you can see on the cover here. That is Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon right there on the front. As you know, I want to be good at all Pendulum decks, so Odd Eyes is in the works. Oh yeah, perfect. Now I have plastic shells to mail out. You know, they probably thought I was crazy because I gave them good cards like Striker Dragon, and I'm over here asking for, I don't know, can you send me Pendulum Switch? Okay, Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon. The reason I picked him up is because he is immune to your opponent's card effects. I'm not, is this one? No, that's not the one. One of the fusions is immune to your opponent's card effects if they're made by a Pendulum Summon monster, and that's pretty fucking good. Dragon's Bind is part of Clear Wing control, as is Following part of Clear Wing control. 1 Tuning Magician. Yes, because I want to work Crystal Ring Synchro Dragon in my Pendulum Magician's deck, even if it is extremely impractical. 1 Bubble Barrier for those Performapals. I am building Performapal deck. This brings up my playset. Sengeki Magician, whatever his name is. Performapal Lizard Draw. Secret Rare, Odd Eyes Fusion. Pendulum Arena. I just started getting Pendulum cards at some point. I don't even know what this does. All monsters you control. If all monsters you control are Pendulum monsters, minimum 1, target 2 cards in your Pendulum zones, destroy both cards, and if you do, neither player can special summon for the rest of the turn, except by Pendulum Summon. Okay, I gotta tell you, like, it's very niche and very situational, but if you do this to someone like Emancipator, their turn is over. No special summoning, and they are dead. There's not a thing they're going to do. So, you know, not bad. Performapal Splash Mammoth. I just like this thing's effect. The ability to just use itself as polarization is always cool to me. Raw Sphere Mode. Completing my playset. Performapal Kaleidoscope. Performapal Skeeter Skimmer. Performapal Swordfish. Performapal Turn Toad. Get ready to see a lot of Performapals. Performapal Whip Snake. Exchange. Unfortunately, still only 1. Zephyra Metaltron. I picked this up just because I thought it might be a good link just to have. Chimeratech Mega Fleet Dragon. So I think this is going to see a huge resurgence in use because Orcust is coming back. And if you can just take 2 of their monsters, oh man, this is going to be so good. Another copy of Pendulum Reborn. I did not know this was going to be in the structure deck because I didn't even know I was going to buy that structure deck. I also didn't know it was a trap card. This would be much, much better if it was a spell card. Pendulum Storm. I don't even know what this does. Let's find out. Destroy as many cards in the Pendulum Zone as possible. Then you can destroy 1 spell or trap your opponent controls. Okay, so the wording in this is weird because destroy as many cards in the Pendulum Zones as possible. So you could nuke both yours and your opponent's and then get the Magician's effects and then destroy an additional spell or trap your opponent controls. Or if they've set theirs up and you've gone second, you can just activate this, pop both of theirs, and then get rid of a third one. So it's one of those, it's super situational, but it's not bad, like all Pendulum cards, it seems. Like I even have Pendulum Paradox, and they're so situational that you just never use them. Okay, so let's see what the next batch has for us. There's so many more Odd Eyes and Pendulum cards coming, so buckle up. If you are still watching, I love you. Thank you so much to all my fans and anyone who just watches my videos, especially ones where I'm just taking stuff out. A lot of people just come in for the deck profiles and then, you know, leave. Pendulum Switch. You can target 1 card in your Pendulum Zone, special summon it. You can target 1 Pendulum monster in your Monster Zone, place that Pendulum monster in your Pendulum Zone. All right, that's interesting. Another, like, it's cool, it's just really impractical. Spiral Flame Strike. Spiral Flame Strike. Spoiler alert, there's a third one in here somewhere. Pendulum Dimension. Pendulum Mucho. I got 3 of them. Because I think they're really, it's a really funny card. I don't think its effect is that bad either. If this normal or Pendulum summoned, you can special summon 1 face-up level 1 Pendulum monster from your extra deck. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Once per turn during your main phase, you know what? I'm going to say that probably a lot about the Performapal monsters too. If this card was activated this turn, you can target 1 of your Pendulum monsters that is banished or in your graveyard and add it to your extra deck face-up. Okay, so that is a nice recovery effect. just attached to a card that's just not very good, unfortunately. Ultra rare Performapal Gatling Ghoul. If you're in the Facebook group, you saw that this is one of my top 10 favorite cards, and I already had it in common, so I got the Ultra because it screams big dick energy. Look at that thing. That, you know, that guy has a massive swinging hammer on top of his massive swinging gun. Performapal Dancer. I just picked up like whatever random Performapal card. Performapal Sky Magician. Performapal Sky Pupil. I kind of wish I got 3 of these now that I know what it does. But yeah. These are the odd eyes I want to use. Yeah, apparently a lot of people didn't like this type of secret rare, but I really like it. I believe it's from the Megatins at some point. Yeah. But yeah, these are the odd eyes I'm going to be running in the deck. Geek Turtle. Guitar Turtle. There's the other Performapal Lizard Draw. Performapal Recasting, 2 of them. Completing my playset, as I already had 1. Performapal Trump Girl. No, that's not Donald Trump. Jiangshang Magician, 2 of them. Completing my playset. Although I'll probably only run 1 in the deck because it has a strange effect where if you control more monsters than your opponent, its scale becomes 4, which is extremely inconvenient. A third Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer, completing my playset. We're into the last one here. Yeah, they probably thought I was nuts. I gave them Striker Dragon. I'm trying to think of what other like good cards I gave them. Striker Dragon, stuff like, I don't know, like meta relevant stuff. Performapal Life Swordsman. I really like this one. He looks like he'd be a character in a Zelda game. Yep, I really like this one. A lot, actually. I hope he's good. When your opponent gains life points, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, this card's attack becomes equal to the life point your opponent gained. You contribute this card, then target one face-up monster you control it gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. So it is not good, which is unfortunate, but I like that he's called the Life Swordsman and special summons off life points. It's a pretty unique effect. I don't think I've ever heard something that can do that before. 2 Sky Iris, super rares. 1 Astrograph Sorcerer, just because I wanted 3. Performapal Laugh Maker. Look at that text. That's for another time, folks. Performapal Call. Not nearly as good as Pendulum Call. Performapal Spike Eagle. Interesting. Performapal Stamp Turtle. I really wanted this one. Because it's... Look at it. It's ridiculous. Performapal Revival. In, again, the Shatter Foil, which I really like. And apparently a lot of people don't. Performapal Trump Witch. Again, I really like this card and its effect of being able to fusion summon from the Pendulum Zone. That's cool to me. Probably a one-off at most. Rune Eyes, Pendulum Dragon. If this card is fusion summoned using a Pendulum summoned monster on the field as fusion material, it is unaffected by your opponent's card effects this turn. That means anything. Like, it's unaffected by absolutely everything. So that is not a bad effect. Interesting. Royal Magical Libraries. Just because maybe it works out. I don't think it does. Performapal Dramatic Theater. So this is from the Structure deck, which I didn't know I was getting. So, yeah, again, I just love that artwork. It's like classic cartoon type stuff.
Pinch Helper, 2 of them. I guess I have a playset now because I got the structure deck. Performapal Showdown. Look at here. Performapal Sleight Hand Magician. Again from the structure deck that I... Yeah. So it looks like I got a lot of the cards from the structure deck in here. I didn't even know it. So I think it's really cool. You can see the pendulum crystal under his wings. 3 copies of Shared Ride, just because it's a handy card, tech card. And Pendulum Hole, the Pendulum Bunghole. When a monster would be pendulum summoned, negate the pendulum summon, and if you do, shuffle that monster / monsters into the deck. Okay, so this is an anti-pendulum card. And it's a counter trap, so it's an effective one. Again, but it's specific on the matchup and format. I imagine in the Pendulum Magicians are tier 1 format, you could attack this in pretty successfully. Although, if you are playing Pendulum, you would have probably teched in Wavering Eyes instead. But yeah, so that is the massive order. So that's going to help along the Performapal and the... Did I not get 3 Spiral Flame Strike? Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's going to help along the Pendulum and the Performapal decks. So stick around for that. And then later this week, Clear Wing Control. Once again, topped the Character Cup.